Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PSISTORM Cup number 4. I'm Dronok, joined by Tempo, and we're loading into Game 1 of this ZBT matchup.
Oh, yeah. It is going to be between Ruff and Pengwin TVZ. And it seems to be the story of the day, right? A lot of TVZs have been played today. And pretty cool. Honestly, I really like the matchup. And especially when this guy's in it, because he's that boy. In the bottom left-hand corner, representing PSISTORM Gaming, it is Ruff.
And in the top right-hand corner, we have the green Zerg player. It is Pengwin.
Game paused.
Oh, all right. We got ourselves a pause. All right. So
super choppy right now, but I don't
I know
figure that out.
Oh.
Ooh, we're gonna have a full change possibly.
Yeah, to follow. Oh, it's too late.
GG, sadly for now. We're going to really quickly reboot that. Hopefully we will be back in a few short minutes with that game. But I'm excited to see Ruff versus Pengwin, not only because you have the teammate aspect, but because I feel like Ruff and Pengwin both say, like, this wins. Like, no way this is beat. Penguin's like, no way you can beat this. And they both come up to each other with builds that they say, no way can this be beat. Yeah. And then they fight with it.
Well, they both, I think Ruff is really... did he end up winning the last match against Caleb Arrakis? I didn't get to see it.
Not sure.
Well, I guess we could look here. Caleb ended up taking it, so I don't know exactly what the map score is, but I know that Pengwin is like fighting for his top 8 spot, if I remember correctly.
Actually, I think we can... but I'm looking for a mouse. We have an extra monitor over here, and I was looking for a mouse, and realized there's no mouse around it, but you can... we can't see who the top round of 8 is, or who the round of 8 is at the moment.
Yep.
I know that you have Tesla on it, you got Rays. I'm pretty sure... Who else?
I mean, that are already there, you mean?
I know Tesla and Rays are for sure in it.
Tesla
Freedom
has like
was Freedom was 8.
Oh, yeah?
Freedom was rank 8. So
oh, man.
He may get into his own finals.
He could do it. That would be pretty sick. So, yeah, Pengwin did have to restart. He said that his SC2 was a bit choppy, so it is going to be a little bit of a slight delay, but nothing too much. It's not like he has to like replace his computer or something like that. He just restarted SC2. So, just going to get Ruff in here, and then, you know, ZVT. First map was Overgrowth, by the way, so...
And I'm excited to see it on Overgrowth, especially with Pengwin and Warren talking. They were right next to us a little while ago, and they were kind of whispering, you know, giving around the strategies, specifically on Overgrowth. And we'll see what that was in the later stages of these games. This is a best of 3, so there's a lot of room, and I know Pengwin, he does a lot of planning on which game am I going to pull this out on, which is genius, especially for best of 5s. He's explaining some of that to me about which games are you deciding to use these, generally leaving maybe 2 games between doing some crazy all-in, so the other person forgets about it, which generally can happen in StarCraft. Like, you're so focused in, even though, yes, it was just 2 games ago, you'll often forget about that little spot that he all-in you, because last game he didn't do it, the game before he didn't do it, and then why would he do it this game?
Pull it out of nowhere. And it's like this, a lot of the times you would expect something different, but yeah, I don't think you're going to expect somebody to pull out the 2 all-ins. Like, when it comes to all-ins, right? I think, unless you are Kelazor.
A lot of potential. Kelazor is not an all-in, though. It's just an open. It's just a casual, calm
as
opener.
Jake, no regret, Umpleby would say, it's a pressure build. Pressure build. You know, just a pressure build.
Casual openers.
Yep.
Casual opener. It's just the pickup line. It's just the pickup. It's just the start of something beautiful.
Yeah, you know, that's beautiful.
That's what No Regret would tell me.
He would.
It's just the start of something beautiful.
Yeah. So, yeah, as soon as Ruff gets here, then we will be going into the next game. And here he comes. Was it Pengwin that said he was lagging, or was it Ruff? I think it was Pengwin,
it was Ruff. It was Ruff who said it was choppy. So he's having a little bit of lag issues. And Pengwin has something up his sleeve, and we'll have to see how that affects the game.
Yeah.
At least for right now, they can be on the same server. It's not like playing with someone from Korea and then someone from America. You're trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, I always wish you had LAN capability in StarCraft, because coming off of playing
you would think,
like Age of Empires and Warcraft and Rise of Nations, I'm trying to think what else. Like,
but it gets lost in technology.
Any of those RTSs, you can LAN, just directly hook it up and play a game, especially Age of Empires 2. That was awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. Huh.
Conquerors, those are great games.
If only we would ask, for it, or anything like that.
If only people had asked for it in the beginning.
Exactly.
You know, if only they'd asked over Battle.net and over Reddit and over everything.
If only.
If only.
Whatever. Because now we're never going to get it.
Never. We got something, though, here.
Oh, yes, we do. It is a game.
You're kind of a little afraid, though. You're like, do I want to ask for more at this point? I mean, would it be overstepping my bounds as a commentator? I don't know.
Yeah, so here we go. In the top right-hand corner, representing PSISTORM Gaming, it is Pengwin.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, sending out that early SCV, it's the blue Terran player, Ruff.
Ooh. All right. It is the same map that we saw Ruff do that nice little marine tank timing with the Hellbats, right?
Yeah, it is that map.
It is.
Curious about that, though. For now, we're going to see a little bit different of a timing, which is this SCV starting up a barracks right in the natural base of Pengwin.
Indeed. Well, I guess this is going to be a very interesting game already. Ruff always changing things up, always doing something really, really weird. And it's funny that it's not even like a... I think it's funny that it's not even like a bunker. It's just the straight-up barracks right there, like, sup. And the fact that he's also getting a gas, which I believe should end up getting him some Reapers there, makes me think this is going to be the most proxy of proxy Reapers I've ever seen in my life. Like, what? How often do you actually see this, Drenok?
I see this not too often because generally it's not as gutsy as this. It's a little bit outside the main or the third of the natural.
Yeah.
It's not right in that natural because right now, bam! Pengwin sees it.
Sup?
How does Pengwin react? Now, before this game, Pengwin was talking about all these little all-ins he can do off of one base, off two base, which is really like drone pushes. Where so there's no way you can scout it. You can't defend it. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
You just can't. Like, if you scout it, you risk scouting it every game, and you can't do that every game, so you lose. And I feel like this is Ruff's... Hello? I can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah. And I thought it was going to be a Reaper. It was not. He's using the gas in order to make a factory, so he's going to be doing like basically a bunker rush off of one barrack, so it's not a huge commitment. And then probably hoping to get that hatchery and follow it up with some Hellions or something. I don't know exactly where he's going to go with it. Ruff, you can never know because he tends to do things a little bit weird.
I love that Ruff went for the second bunker, because often you can have a couple workers mining on the right-hand side of the natural base for our Zerg player. However, in this situation, it's not going to work. And, of course, when one bunker goes down, the Marines can go to the other one.
Yeah.
For now, there's an interesting opportunity where Pengwin can counterattack, but more importantly, he can't do that, because if he does that, he opens himself up to a big attack. Here we move in, Lings move in, and they're going to move it in a way, especially with the Queen, that these Marines can't move to the other bunker. But double bunker, that is impressive.
Yeah, I like that Pengwin got right around it. Oh, going to get two of the those Marines, but one does go... Oh, that was an SCV.
Oh, one Marine. There we go.
Wow. SCV still repairing, and now all of the Lings are going to go down, but the Spine Crawler is still alive. And now, I mean, that hatchery is awfully low, but I don't know if that bunker is in range of it. I think so.
Yeah, the first bunker was. Let's see the second one. The more importantly is if you can take down the Spine Crawler. I do not think there's a transfuse. I believe that Pengwin may have injected a few seconds ago. It will not be the transfuse. Eventually it does go down. The Marines survive. And overall, because Ruff is doing stuff on the back of this, he's got this natural CC on the way, which is in his main. But more importantly, he's got these double factories. He's looking like a very strong position where he's stunted the initial growth of Pengwin.
Wow,
and now he's going to go for another attack on the back of this.
And the fact that he only committed one of the barracks into this is so impressive because it did so much damage. And, like, he's going to transition right out of it. He was even ahead in workers as well.
That's what I love, when you can tell these are so well thought out. It's not just a random thing you started doing. This is very well thought out, where he's already got the transition ready, and he can start to shut down Pengwin. Where Pengwin, he does have a transition. He did go for Evo Chamber, which I love. He knew that he was in a hairy position, and he's now going to go for these drops. And we'll see what Ruff made out of these to be able to compensate for an aggressive Zerg.
This is going to be so good for Ruff, though. He has a tank there, as well as Hellions are going to pop out. And this drop is going to get shut down completely.
Fantastic, at least build opener-wise. I know there's a lot of players who always talk about you can't win versus this build opener, or lose versus this, but it's a very solid shutdown from Ruff onto what Pengwin has attempted, and this is going to put the game in an interesting situation where you're 4-5 minutes in. This is not where you're used to seeing these timings, so you're going to start to see opportunities for Ruff to push in aggressively with his two-base macro player, two-base mech play, to get damage done against Pengwin, who's playing a little more standard in his style.
Well, he's trying to figure out how he can come back and make something happen as well. So the first, at least, excuse me, the first phase of that was to go for the Ling drop. But now it looks like he's going to go for a very fast Spire. He already has +1 melee, so that's going to be pretty nice, I guess, with getting surrounds, as long as he can get the surround. If he can't get surrounds, it doesn't really matter, you know, because Hellions, they just do so much damage.
Especially with these SCVs, they're going to deny a little bit of the surround if they focus on one siege tank. The Lings aren't going to be able to wrap around, so unique opportunity for Micro. Heavy Queen style, though, from Pengwin. Pengwin is going to be able to push back Ruff's Hellions. Ruff's just waiting a few seconds, though, and I do believe his siege tanks were spotted. At the moment, we have a Spire on the way. I'm not sure if it's going to be quick enough. It's still a minute, 2 minutes off.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time before the mutas actually pop out. But Ruff hitting at a really nice timing. Drones are going to come off the line, but the Hellions have Blue Flame. You can't throw drones against that.
No, and siege tanks are one-shotting these drones right now. Beautiful positions for these siege tanks. The drones are tanking a lot of the shots, allowing the queens to kill the siege tanks. However, the key here, it's not really tanking. It is disintegrating. The siege tank is going to survive. The Hellions look like they're going to be able to pick off one more queen, go up into the main, but you can see 27 SCVs to 18 drones. The Hellions find another beautiful angle. They roast the Lings. The queens are desperately trying to get up into the main base, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Spire is on the way. Ruff scouts it, and he has a perfect build order in this game 1.
Wow, the execution and the timing is just immaculate, and it does look like the damage has been done. Ruff knows exactly what's coming next. So without an economy to really make too many of those mutas, I think the one Thor even that he has should be enough. He's going to even add a starport, so maybe he's going to get some Liberator, Vikings, whatever it is to deal with a very small amount of mutas.
Then even if he does go for a very heavy amount of mutas, even if it's small, Thors, that's what they're made for in this. They're made for in patch 3.8 to be anti-air. That's going to work very well out against mutas, especially because Ruff likes that mech style, but Ruff can't even do it. GG, well played.
That's Pengwin, yeah, he just realizing, can't do it.
Pardon me, Pengwin decided he can't even do it. Ruff takes the game, but I love the transitions Ruff is able to make in these styles that he plays, because sometimes it's a little bit choppy where, all right, I want to make a crazy transition into mech, and he opened up with bio, but because he's making it as he's pressuring, he's very smooth, and that is what his builds are. They're smooth transitions, smooth attacks, and it's attack after attack after attack. It's what, I don't think this is exactly what it is, but it's something that Ruff often calls his 3-cheese sandwich. Like it's 3 cheese, whatever.
Yeah. I like that.
Where it's attack after attack after attack.
It's something that Masa was very famous for too. And it was more so about the aggression, where he was just like, all right, I'm going to pull something out here, and then I'm going to hit you with the next one, and then I'm going to hit the final blow here. But Ruff, he starts it off with a proxy Rax and is like, really?
Yeah.
This is how you're going to start it out, huh?
It was in a very unique situation, very unique position. This is a map where I may think we may see Pengwin open up with some sort of weird proxy play. We'll have to see, though, in this TVZ.
All right. Well, this should be a pretty good one, you know. Your natural, very hard to bunker rush on this one. You know, you have to go into the main, past it, and then be like, okay, I hope you're not looking because I'm kind of here. So let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Here in the top, representing PSISTORM Gaming, it is Pengwin.
And in the bottom, representing also PSISTORM Gaming, the blue Terran player, it is Ruff. Definitely is hard to proxy things like that, but I remember a number of games on this map where you'd see, maybe not a number, but you'd see proxies of your opponent's gold or proxies of your opponent's third base. Yeah. And so it'd be right at your third, and you're kind of barred in very easily. Even though you're on 2 bases, you're stuck to those 2 bases, which for Legacy of the Void could be interesting because instead of a 2-base play, which is standard in Heart of the Swarm, 2-base is suboptimal for the Terran player. So maybe you can do that. Maybe not suboptimal, but subpar. Not really
exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. You don't really want to. It mines out so much faster, and you're a lot more limited here for a shorter period of time. So it's like, I better do something. That timer that's ticking is going to be expiring a lot sooner than it would in Heart of the Swarm.
However, Pengwin is not looking like he's going to do anything cheesy.
No.
Ruff is not either. However, in the nature of Ruff's play and his strategy, he just does creative, different things. And I'm very curious, as I've said before we saw this game, about the team dynamic here, where Pengwin is one of the few players who may actually be able to identify what Ruff is up to.
Oh, yeah. Pengwin especially probably hitting Ruff a bit on the ladder, depending on what ladder he decides to play on. Both GM players, and I don't know. It's one of those things where either if you're a player manager for a team, I'm sure you know your players inside and out as well.
Yeah, and actually I think Pengwin watches a lot of the games. Within PSISTORM, they have their own system of playing, like the A team plays the B team, and the A team plays against each other. So I'm sure Pengwin has seen a lot of these builds. So it's interesting having to face up against Ruff. Yeah, Ruff has to kind of hide these builds from Pengwin. It looks like for now we're going to see a drastically different style out of Ruff.
Okay, it's going to be double reactor what, though? Is it going to be Reapers?
This is interesting, because this is actually something in the beginning of Legacy of the Void where I saw... Who also plays very heavy mech? EJK. EJK for a couple tournaments in some NA lands started playing bio, and he'd open up two racks each time, but it wouldn't be an aggressive 2 racks. It'd just be kind of like a 2 racks into a natural, play it safe with a lot of Marines. It's very unique play.
This is a throwback. Ruff going for that engineering bay, and I think it's actually going to be for the +1 on the Reapers as well. Like sometimes you would think, oh, maybe he's getting a turret because he's thinking that it's going to be 2-base Muta. Ruff actually likes getting +1, at least back when I was watching him in Heart of the Swarm. And then he also would get a command center and float it in for...
The mind games! Whoa. This is beautiful!
I think he was trying to do it there.
I don't think he was. I think this is mind game. Pengwin instantly went to scout where the proxy was. The SCV went out and went there. Like, what would he be proxying?
Command center.
Command center. Oh, he would proxy the command center.
He proxies the command center, floats it in, and he gets high ground vision to shoot with the Reaper. But he also uses it to make a planetary sometimes. I don't know about this one.
Would that work versus Zerg though? Because wouldn't we need to find a place that didn't have creep on it?
Yeah.
I guess yeah.
But in between the main and the nat maybe. But like that, that's a lot farther.
Yeah, he may continue that. At first, I thought it was a brilliant mind game, knowing Ruff, because he was talking to me about mind gaming with SCVs, like pretending to build proxies and not actually building proxies.
Yeah. No, you thought I was kidding.
No, he totally is. He totally is. You're completely correct. It's brilliant. Pengwin did move out and try to scout it, though. He knows weird things are happening. It's just going to be, we'll be that CC for now. Reapers have to fall down. +1 melee is on the way. 4 Reapers are being made at a time with that double reactor. And this is right up in Pengwin's face. Pengwin has a lot of lings, and he has told me before, you don't need roaches to defend this. You can do it just with lings, but it really depends on the map variations and which maps will screw you, like some of them did in the previous season.
And this is a bit different, too. Remember, it's going to be 4 Reapers at a time as opposed to 3. And the thing about this, what Ruff was talking about, is that what you do is you land the command center in a way where you can actually get into a little corner with your Reapers, and the lings can't get a full surround either.
But Pengwin is
talking about this last night? Like, we were
Pengwin's not going to allow it, though. Even though he's got the CC that's finishing up, Pengwin has spread his creep. Pengwin knows his player.
He does.
This is Pengwin as the player manager showing his stuff right here. His lings are even ready to maybe find some Reapers trying to reinforce. But I think Pengwin has, in a crazy way, shut this down.
Snappy gets
beautiful snipe. There's the cancel. Even if it would have gotten in. But even if it would have gotten in, check out Pengwin's main base.
Exactly.
Completely covered in creep. Maybe you sit outside the main, though. You sit outside at the 3rd.
The only thing that he could really do would be to get like high ground vision. And look at that. He's even trying to clean up the creep. But at this point, it doesn't even really matter.
One-shot queens, man.
Remember, these are Reapers that have +1. So they do a lot of damage. And not only do their grenades do a lot of damage, but their actual shots do as well. Wow, this is a really funky game, man. I would like to see Ruff put down that command center back at home if he's not going to try to go for the... he's going to go put it down at the natural
Exactly
now.
that.
So I was going to say, like, if it didn't work out with the proxy, then, just go ahead and whatever. Let's just go.
He has sniped a number of queens, though, and a number of lings right here. By no means is Ruff out, even though he took that natural a little bit later than what you'd be used to. His aggressive play, the smooth transition into something else, was shut down, but he still has the rugged power of these Reapers, and he's going to get himself into potentially a little bit of precarious position. Does pull out, leaves 1 Reaper on the high ground, so he knows if he can jump back, and is going to be doing a great job of sniping these queens when they're on their own. Even though this transfuses, we're starting to get the amount of Reapers where they one-shot queens.
Oh, this is so scary for Pengwin. I mean, once you get broken, then it's it. So Pengwin, he would really like to be droning right now, but he has to make 16 additional lings, and Ruff is going to double expand behind it all. And, Pengwin, like, he doesn't really have a choice. Like, he has to reinforce with the lings, so...
He has to keep making those. He doesn't know if the pressure is going to jump up into his main base because of just the terrible volatility of this. I don't even have a word. It's so gruesome. It's the volatility of this attack where maybe it goes crazy and just blows up in Ruff's face, but on the other hand, it can just blow up the Pengwin.
And Pengwin's right. Like, he thinks he's safe, and then all of a sudden, here come the Reapers!
These lings run in, they try to get the damage done, but there's no queens, there's no roaches to support the lings, so the lings shut down the Reapers, and the other stuff is the DPS. The lings by themselves cannot be the DPS. They do have +1 melee, but there's not enough lings right now. Ruff, Pengwin was saying how you can defend with roaches, that's a 3-Rax Reaper. Or you can defend without roaches, that's a 3-Rax Reaper. Can you defend without roaches, the 4-Rax Reaper? When you don't have any support for your lings.
Okay, well, there's a surround, and you said the +1 ling's actually going to do so much damage. Ruff even blowing himself up. I think he did it intentionally. But now, that is what Pengwin was looking for. He finally gets this kind of, breathe easy card, but wait, maybe not?
No, Reaper's still surviving. Remember, even though he's an Evo Chamber on the way, or even though he's the Evo Chamber done potentially for drops and for more upgrades, that Reaper is having a little bit of seizure right there. Then he gets out. Even though he has somewhat of a tech ability, it's not really an advantage. Often you want to say he's got a Spire or something on the way, and that's really big. But the drop is good. It allows him to move and segue into an attack, but it's not this big transition. He still needs Lings alive to do it, and the Lings have to stay back at home right now. They cannot move across the map, and he cannot commit those Lings for a drop.
And he needs to drone. Like, he's in this almost checkmate position where, yeah, he can make a lot of Lings, but Ruff is going to double expand behind it all. He's going to have triple Mule, and Pengwin, he's only on 24 workers. Against what? Triple Mule? Not really a good time for your Zerg player, I'll tell you that right now.
5 Reapers being made at the same time.
Like, Ruff is not stopping.
2 Queens left. Ruff is up 1-0, ladies and gentlemen. He's looking to take a very quick game 2. This is the final round. We're in round Swiss. We're in round 6 of the Swiss tournament. Finally, Lings do get in. Pengwin has barely managed to sack those on the other side of the map. And
Plus 1 Lings.
If they can do the damage, they're really going straight through those SCVs.
Oh my god, so many workers get killed in here. He can't micro on 2 fronts, can he? If he takes out the Lings, though, he could do it. Ruff is going to be able to take out all the Lings, and he takes out the Queen. And you were saying this, if you dedicate that over to the other side of the map, what are you going to do now? Oh man, I think Penguin's been broken.
Reapers getting their kills, going after the drones. Couple Lings do come out, but then he can't do it.
Even if he got it, double, triple orbital command, what are you going to do?
You need the Michael Jordan Link that jumps over them, it takes them down.
Dunk on him,
dunks on GG. Ruff takes game 2, 2-0. Game 1 with a brilliant cheese. Game 2 with an also brilliant cheese. I think that's all you can define it as. Those were 2 brilliant attacks, and
he's after eating that pizza, he's feeling it. He's like, yo, I'm feeling extra cheesy today.
And I'm very curious if Pengwin realized how different it was, how the different attack was. 4 Reapers at the same time. I'm sure he did realize it is the caliber of player where he'd say that's 4 Reapers coming out. It's not 3. And that's where I'm wondering where you see a large difference, because he was telling me you can just do it plus 1 Lings. Because of the nature of last season's maps, it was very hard to defend without roaches, because you have the places and the ledges you can jump down to, so you need some range attack to do damage. Yet in here, you don't need that in these maps, so it may give a false sense of safety against this heavy Reaper style.
I think so, yeah. And the plus 1 adds another element to it, and you're like, am I okay? Like, is he gonna stop? Like, what you're thinking is, yo, bro,
it's gotta stop at some point. He's gonna stop. He's gonna stop.
At that point, I think that's what you're thinking, and you're like, please, like, F off, is what he's thinking in his head, you know? Go tech. Make something else.
Don't believe in yourself this much. Make sure you have a backup plan. But that's the beauty of Ruff's attacks. He's got a backup plan, but it's perfectly integrated into the overall build where it doesn't stop his constant pressure and aggression.
Exactly. Wow. Well, that is the last match, or at least unless we jump into like the middle of another series. This is the last round, like Drenok was saying, of the Swiss format.
The last Swiss
stage.
The last Swiss of the Swiss.
The last Swiss of the Swiss. Is that so?
It's the Swiss's round. I can't even do it. It's not 6. It's not like 6 enough. That was just me butchering the words earlier on with what he's doing. Maybe it's not even a... I feel like people always tell me it's a Freudian slip. Like, I think it's just me screwing up the words. I don't think that's anything special about that.
Yeah, I mean, I do it sometimes too, where it just won't come out, you know?
It won't come out.
It just won't.
Yeah.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad.
It is what it is, though.
Cap of pride, though, with it not coming out right there. Guys, we'll be right back after this short ad break for some more StarCraft action. We may get into another match that would be a best of 3, possibly halfway through in the round of 6. But in just a few short minutes, we will have our round of 8 seeded, and we'll start playing for money. The real money.
Oh, baby. The big bucks.
Be right back after this ad break. That's Tempo. I am Drenok, and this is the PSISTORM Cup.